that is?
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, we're live, people. We're live. Okay, in effect. Welcome to the 401 Sports World Fantasy Football Show. The day before Halloween. I'm in my costume right now. Yeah, I'm frozen. Okay, so that's me right there. And man, what's today? October the 30th?
That's
Yeah.
correct.
So
Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
Day before Halloween.
The day before Halloween, people. And so trick or treat. And we're gonna see who got tricked and who had the treats in fantasy football for week 8. I think I got a couple of treats. I hope y'all talk about them in a little while. But I also got tricked too. So, but anyway, we'll get to it. Lacey Dawson's in the building. Calculator's in the building.
Ciao.
So let's go. What's up, Lacey? What's up, Lacey?
It's all good.
It's all good. Yes,
Good,
yes,
yeah.
it is indeed. And then calculator.
Yeah. Greetings and salutations. Another week in the NFL. Week 9. Can you believe it? The literally at the halfway point. We got 18 weeks of, well, I think 18 games, so 19 weeks. I don't know. I just know we're in the middle. And folks, now's when you got to like, subscribe, and notify, because these are the pickups, the waiver wires that get you to the finish line. Because we've always said it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. And we'll go in the news and notes another week, another injury, another couple injuries of season enders. So we'll get to that in just a little bit, Mr. 411.
Absolutely, people. So let's go ahead and get the party started. All right, we ain't gonna have all the fireworks and everything that we normally have. But hey, what we do have is Lacey Dawson, the calculator, Mr. 401. So make sure you like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, make sure you share, because sharing is caring. Go to 401 Sports World Network on YouTube. Make sure you also follow us on TikTok under Mr. 411 and also Instagram under Mr. 411. And if you're wondering, hey, how do you spell Mr. 411? It's MISTER. FOURONE. Mr. 411.
Spell it all out.
Yes. So make sure you all do that.
I don't know if I'm gonna get there.
Well, all right. So look, we got what we talking about. News and notes. We're gonna talk waiver wires. We're gonna talk studs and duds, the listener league updates, and the mini draft, which is Lacey Dawson's favorite part of the show.
Well, we know why it's Lacey's favorite part of the show. She does so well in it, Mr. 411.
Yeah, that's crazy. But Lacey's great at it. She loves waiver wires. She loves this fantasy football thing. And it does sadden me. And it saddens me a little bit, guys, with it being week 9. Like, man, that's crazy that it's week 9 already.
We're week 9. We're like, more than halfway done with this. Well, we're halfway. It's like 8 weeks now, right?
Yeah, it's wild. Okay, news and notes to the calculator.
Yep, news and notes. Hey, another weekend, another injury. First the little injuries. Jordan Love, who was my mini draft pick, who was playing up in Lacey's area, the Jacksonville Jaguars. I thought he was going to get points galore. It was knocked out of the game. It was a groin injury. There is optimism. Yes, but there is optimism that it's not long-term. They're thinking 1 or 2 weeks, additional testing to be done. But a lot of people think that he will be out through week 10 because that's their bye week. Give him a couple weeks, a week. His backup, Willis, has been doing very well. He plays within the system. LaFleur is a great coach. So they'll probably just rest him up because they're going to want him, even though it's a game and I wouldn't want to put him against the Lions this week. I want to save him for the Lions. I want a healthy Jordan Love against the Lions. But they have a Lions game this week. But, I'm thinking Jordan Love will be out for at least 2 weeks, and then through their bye, look for Jordan Love to come back week 11. Drake May, one of the top surprises in the league. As he was he got 20 points a game as a running back. Running back, he was a quarterback running the ball. But he got his first documented concussion. What that is, since it's his first documented concussion, He could pass protocol early. However, they got an adequate backup in Jacoby Brissett, so they might keep him out to be on the safe side. Don't want to have a Tua situation so early in his career. So Saints running back Kendre Miller, one of the most was the most explosive running back on the Saints. Behind a bad offensive line. Hey, he, and that's included. He's looked more exposed than Kamara. I always think it's Kamara tires the defense up, and then Kendre Miller looks really fast against tired legs, But same hamstring that's been bugging him all through training camp. Actually, the hamstring injury dates back to last year, folks. It's just and people remember he dropped in the draft coming out of TCU due to an ACL injury, so he's just never really gotten a shot. Don't know when he'll be back. Hamstrings are tricky. It cost him early this year. If people were kind of like waiting to see if they would start him when the Saints season is lost to see what they got, it could be just a non-starter. So yes, he's actually droppable. I have him in 2 leagues, and I've dropped him in both leagues this week. Stephon Diggs, that's the big news. It has been confirmed. ACL tear. The Houston Texans injury bug hits again. What that does is, hey, Dalton Schultz, I've seen him on a couple of the waiver wires. He's a tight end. We know, hey, with the exception of last Sunday, which was it was crazy. It was tight end day, and every tight end seemed like they blew up, But he could get more targets his way. Xavier Hutchinson, John Mechie III. I know those aren't big names, but guys, those are guys that are going to get targets. If people remember, in one of our draft shows, Lacey, that me and Mr. 401 and Zach did one time, Mechie was a high prospect. He had an injury that ended the season, hurt his draft, capital. But people took it. The guy's got skills, and now he's all the way. He was part of those famous Alabama wide receivers back in the day, catching balls from Tua, catching balls from the guy that was drafted. He escapes my mind. But he was drafted for New England. Then he moved on, but quarterback, but he's got the skills. And if he's got the chance, John Mechie III is a name people might want to look up. And then the Jaguars. Okay, let's go over their whole injury report. Christian Kirk, collarbone injury, gone for the year. Yeah, Miss Lacey knows what I'm talking about. Yep. And wide receiver Brian Thomas, chest injury. However, I thought it was going to be an easy multiple week injury, but he logged a limited practice today. Go figure. Gabe Davis, a shoulder injury. He is questionable as well. So I should say stay all away from Andy Jackson, because a chest injury and a shoulder injury, we know those. All it takes is one hit, and then you're done for the game or the rest of that game. So, those are 2 guys. Brian Thomas, I actually started him in one of my leagues, the Dadzilla League, as you know, Lacey, and he did well for me, but he's out. Hey, I got other options. I'm going to use him. The only good guy I would think would be Gabe Davis, because he is trending more towards actual playing. Again, Brian Thomas, I don't think he's playing, even though he logged a limited practice. So is there any other injuries you want to talk about, Lacey, that I missed?
No, I do want to say that Mr. Lacey Dawson is from the Houston area. Well, he's been crying, curled up in the ball, crying since Sunday. He's like, first Nico Collins, now Stephon Diggs. Like, what do you got to do? Yeah. But, I mean, hey, they still won the game. It's not like he's a Jets fan like me. I need to be crying. Yeah. While his team is about to destroy me on Thursday. Oh, man. Yeah. So, but you can, hey, the good thing about Mr. Lacey Dawson is his Texans are in the same division as, the Colts and the Jacksonville. So, they can afford a couple. But what's crazy is they have such a
late bye week. I think their bye week's like week 14, so they got a wow. But the good news is, I heard Nico Collins, he's actually logging practices, and word is, if he wasn't on IR, he probably could play. But again, him being on IR, he has to wait the minimum 4 weeks. So, but thing is, that's good news, because when he'll be back, he'll be a target hog. But I'm telling you guys, I really like John Minchie the third. I'm actually going to play John Minchie third in some of my daily leagues, because he's going at the stone cold minimum. And I mean, you can't help but soak up targets in that system, because that's what CJ Stroud will throw to you.
Calculator.
Yes.
Just real quick, because you mentioned, was it John Minchie the third?
The third.
A lot of times just now. I'm wondering if there's some kind of a kickback situation going on.
Full disclosure, I do have John Minchie third in one of my dynasty leagues, so this could be myself probably trying to pump myself up of him getting some time.
A direct line to John Minchie third, where he's saying, "Hey, put my name out there."
No. That's pure speculation, lazy. I'm just saying. When you look. Yeah, I know. Hey, when you look at, I look at talent meets opportunity, right? He's got talent, and now he's got the opportunity. You still have Tank Dell, but what a lot of people don't understand is, I think Tank Dell was more suited for like a slot type deal, a third type wide receiver, where he gets single coverage all the time. Now he's number one. They can try and take him away. So what's that going to open up? And I'll say the same thing. Your Xavier Hutchinson and John Minchie the third. Those are the guys that got to pick up the slack. And Xavier Hutchinson, he's one of those guys that I call the Jag. I've used that term, a Jag, before. Just another guy. John Minchie's got serious skills. Just because in SEC country, saw a lot of Alabama games. I saw a lot of John Minchie the third. Taking down some of my friendly wagers, so to speak, kind of like taking money out of my pocket. But hey, that sticks in your mind, Lacey. But that's why I wanted to put you that.
In any league that I'm not in with you, I'm going to go check and see if
he's available. Absolutely. Oh, John Minchie the third will be available, I assure you. Yeah. So the only place you won't find John Minchie the third is if you're in a dynasty league with me, because when he came out, I was able to get him cheap, and I was able to because he was coming off an injury, and a lot of people wrote him off. I said, hey, if I can get an Alabama receiver at that price tag where I can, and it's, again, dynasty leagues, you can keep your whole roster. So hey, now I finally can see he might actually make my starting lineup if things are looking more. I've got to look at practice work, make sure. But hey, as long as he's running routes, he's going to have chances. Okay. So, but hey, let's go to studs and duds. While right before we hit the waiver wire, Lacey, do you have a stud and a dud you want to highlight?
I got a couple of them.
Fire away.
Welcome back, Jaylen Hurts.
Oh my goodness.
Where you been, buddy?
Yeah. Well, who's not laughing? Saquon Barkley's not laughing at Jaylen Hurts because he took 3 touchdowns away from him.
Yeah, so, I couldn't be mad at that.
No.
I couldn't believe it, and I'm very happy, very, very happy and excited to see that side of him again.
Yes,
it's been lacking for sure.
Yes.
And of course, my new favorite tight end, Cade Otton.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, I mean, with Godwin out, those and Mike Evans out, those targets had to go somewhere. But wow, So, but I understand that Evans is not out for he may not be out for long. So that opportunity, that may be a one and done, but still, it was nice. It was nice to see it when I needed it. So.
Mm-hmm. But Mike Evans will be out another week or so. So at least as long as he's out, a lot of
Mike.
Yeah. Hey, and let me tell you, Laser Mayfield is what I'm hearing people call him, because he's just shooting lasers out there to his. I mean, the guy threw over 50 passes, didn't have his 2 top wide receivers. It didn't matter. He was throwing them, and Cade Otton was open. So.
I'm
So yeah, definitely. And Kate Otten being a waiver wire pickup has definitely saved a lot of people, especially people, because at the beginning of the year, folks, I don't know what it was. Tight ends was a wasteland. Even Laporta was bad. McBride not good. I mean, all these top tight ends were just not producing. But then all of a sudden, you have National Tight End Day, and then all these tight ends blow up. Yeah, we got Kittle. Went off. Laporta got him a touchdown. McBride had over 100 yards. So everybody was getting into. Kyle Pitts got 2 touchdowns this past weekend. So Kyle Pitts had to wait till it was National Tight End Day. He had more touchdowns this past game than he had all his rookie year.
And calculator. Speaking of National Tight Ends Day, LeBron James is here, and he has something to say about it.
Tight End Day. Yes, sir. Shout out all my tight ends out there, man. Beautiful thing. Travis Kelce, George Kittle, TJ Hawkinson. That's just to name a few. So many out there, man. Mark Andrews, stud. Just to name a few. Dawson Knox. I can keep going on and on about some of the great Kyle Pitts.
Mr. 41, he's kind of outdated because he did he say Dawson Knox? Does he realize?
Yeah.
Oh, DJ Hawkinson. I guess he's speculating for Hawkinson coming back.
Well, LeBron said this last year for National Tight Ends Day, but if you get it, you see he was just scrolling down the list that's on the screen, and he was acting like he knew all these tight ends, And that was the whole thing.
Word on the street is if LeBron James was playing football, he'd have been a tight end. Is that correct, Mr. 411?
Yeah, he would have been. Either that or whatever, when those receivers at the goal line. 6'8",
He knows how to box out.
Yeah, I mean, he would have made a great tight end.
And you know what? He would have been great if he would have been in that Hail Mary pass against Washington. He would have been able to knock that ball down. Like the DBs for Chicago.
Why would he be a quarterback?
Because he probably would get broken in half. You know what I'm saying? So I think lobbing the ball up to somebody like that in the end zone, kind of like that Darryl Washington guy for the Steelers. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever.
He wasn't a quarterback.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, see how that tight end is in Washington?
Darnell Washington. Darnell Washington. Yeah, Russell Wilson loves him some Darnell. Oh, hey, let me tell you something. Being in SEC country, I have a lot of people that are Georgia diehards, and they love them some Darnell Washington, man, because the Big O, they called him because he had a 0. He was the number 0. So they called him the Big O, and he just went out there, and that's all you got to do is just throw it up in the air, and a lot of times he could come down with it. So
yeah, that's a big old dude. You know what I'm saying? Big O, get it? Big old dude.
Big old dude. So
yeah.
Lacey. Yeah. Wait, Lacey, do you have any duds you want to talk about?
I guess you didn't get it.
None that come to mind. But to be fair, I've been focusing mostly on my own teams.
Yeah. Well, see, that's why I come in, because if people want to know, Lacey's naming all these studs that she played against me in one of our leagues this week. So I'm going to name the duds that were on my list on my team that played against Lacey. Kenneth Walker III. Yeah, awful. That was a Geno Smith outdoor game. Game was over by halftime. They were saying, hey, Geno cannot get us back in the game. So what they did is they literally rested. He wasn't hurt. They literally rested Kenneth Walker III in the second half because they didn't. They literally threw in the towel at halftime. I've never seen anything like that. But Geno was just so bad they didn't even want to have Kenneth Walker out there doing anything. So he was a dud. Then you had Jayden. Jayden Reed was a product of ineffective Jordan Love, hurt Jordan Love, and Malik Willis is just, he's a game manager. And also Josh Jacobs decided to take 2 touchdowns. So that was another dud for the week. Drake London, he was a product of Kirk Cousins going. Okay, I'll keep going for Mr. 411. But yeah, hey, got over. Kyle Pitts taking all the touches. Mooney getting touches. Drake London had nothing left over, folks. This is literally my team. And then Jake Ferguson. What was National Tight End Day? It wasn't for Jake Ferguson because he was getting a couple 2-yard pass plays, nothing to him. But I'm going to highlight the studs. And the studs were people that I do not have, but I'm going to point them out. CeeDee Lamb, welcome to, actually certifying that number one pick, making it saying, okay, I was the number one pick overall for a reason. 2 touchdowns. Funny story, Mr. 411. I was actually up by 12 points in one of my leagues, right? I have Dak Prescott. The guy I'm playing has CeeDee Lamb. I said, okay. I said, for every point, CeeDee Lamb, I'm going to get some of it from Dak Prescott. I had no idea all the stuff was going to CeeDee Lamb, and CeeDee Lamb caught up to me with that first touchdown and then passed me with the second touchdown. So, yeah, that it's like I was begging for some Ferguson. I was begging some from Turbin. I was begging for Tolbert. I was begging anybody. I said, give CeeDee Lamb some. That's fine. But I didn't expect to get them all. So yeah, but hey, CeeDee Lamb justified his number one overall pick. Congratulations. Another dud, and I'm going to say it's a dud. Lacey Dawson talked about Jalen Hurts. Well, yeah, that helped her. Didn't help me with AJ Brown because JJ Brown didn't get any of that. The touchdown went to Davante Smith, who's actually on the stud list. But yeah, it was a wild ride, through this week. I was teasing me and Lacey before the show started. I was just the week I played her, I literally had my lowest scoring week of the year. But again, Derrick Henry didn't do much. He got a touchdown, but that was pretty much all. But yeah, it was Lacey, I was just telling the people that my duds went against your studs, and that's what caused you to run your 8. Mr. 4-1, she's 8-0 in that league. She has not lost.
Oh my God.
She's already locked up the number 1 seed, Mr. 4-1. You locked it up, Lacey. You beat the first, second, and third place team all in a row. So the gauntlet you've run, and you did it with. I just can't believe you've done it. But hey, congratulations!
I'm not taking credit because it's like there's a high power involved here because my team is not really that good.
Well, 8-0 you are with your record stage.
Yeah. John Madden.
Man, that's impressive. Because you know what, you're avoiding those games that you probably should have won but you didn't, kind of scenarios.
And that's what I usually
you're avoiding those situations. Yeah. I mean, congratulations so far.
Yeah. I'm very
all right.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right.
So any other duds out there? I mean, go to my team. I know I got a dud somewhere.
Wait,
I got a question about duds. What? Cleveland. Okay.
Go ahead.
I understand Jameis showed up in a big way, but that's only for the passing game. There appears to be absolutely no running game in Cleveland. I know the Chuck is back, but it was the Jameis show, right?
Well, the reason for that is because Baltimore's defense. When you play Baltimore, number 1 against the run. So when you play Baltimore, the only way to beat Baltimore is through the air. I do think that the Browns will run more based on matchup. For example, they have the Chargers this week. Chargers are so-so against the run, but I think you'll see more running. But yeah, Baltimore is strictly a pass defense because they're just so good against the run. But They're susceptible against the pass. They've had some, defensive secondary injury. But hey, yeah, I got to give Jameis Winston though. Jameis was Jameis, and what I mean by that is he was good Jameis when he was throwing that touchdowns. But if you saw the end of that game, he literally lofted one in the air to the defense, and the guy dropped it. Hamilton, Hamilton is not used. A defensive back is not used to getting thrown to in the numbers, but it hit him straight in the hands, and he dropped it. And it was so great but you know what? And Jameis was being Jameis. He wasn't fearless, and he just chucked it down the field and got the touchdown. Yeah, Tillman was a pleasant surprise.
That guy.
So, well, you know who has him, Lacey?
Judy.
Oh man, and get this, Mr. 401. I hate that he had to go behind the scenes, but Mr. 401 picked up and started Tillman in the listener league. So he sat. Hey, 401 sat Marvin Harrison Jr., one of his high-priced picks, and started Cedric Tillman. So
it didn't even burn him.
I give my hats off to 401. Hey, when you're doing it right, you're doing it right. And that's why Mr. 401 is actually sitting first place in the listener league because of moves like that.
Well, on that waiver wire. Yeah.
He is. He had Marvin Harrison on his bench. He had Tyrone Tracy on his bench scoring over 20 points. But I mean, it's just because yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was an injury. I'm sorry. I did. Yeah. Tyrone Tracy actually left the game late in the fourth quarter with an injury. But yeah. Yeah. But I heard he could be back. I think for people, Devin Singletary could be on waiver wires out there. A lot of people were frustrated. Yeah. Okay. So there you go. So Singletary, yeah, if waivers have not run, or if you've seen Singletary dropped in a league, he's definitely a guy you can pick up because hey, he could have the starting job for the next couple of weeks while Tyrone Tracy recovers from his injury. Hey, a quarterback. You want to talk about welcome back, Matthew Stafford. He could have been on the stud list. Yeah. I mean, that Thursday night, hey, we saw what Matt Stafford can do when he has his full complement of his receivers. When you have Nakua, when you have Cup, he was
putrid without him.
He was, and the offensive line is now getting healthier. So yeah, when he has time, he can throw the ball. But yeah, folks, 279 yards. 4 touchdowns in Thursday night against a Brian Flores defense. But, folks, I do want to highlight this for people that are thinking about Stafford. Flores runs a mainly zone defense. Stafford, throughout his career, is top 5 in the history of strictly, and I'm talking about people with Peyton Manning. When I talk about history, I'm talking about Peyton Manning, Tom Brady. He is one of the top 5 quarterbacks in history, stat-wise, against zone defense. And it was great because Flores played zone most of the game. So Stafford started carving them up. Well, the one time Flores went to man-to-man, that's when Stafford went down the field to DeMarcus Robinson for that big touchdown. So Flores said, okay, I'll let him go, do the small stuff. I don't want to get hit with the ball. So, hey, Stafford showed Yeah, exactly. He threw him. He wanted Flores to stay in the zone defense. So as soon as he saw man-to-man with DeMarcus Robinson one-on-one, he looked the cornerback over he put him to Cooper Kupp's side, and then he threw deep. It was a beautiful, beautiful play. But yeah, I think I would not get overconfident for Stafford because even though he did that one play, a lot of teams aren't going to play zone against Matthew Stafford just from his history. However, that's how Flores has always played. So he's one of those old school coaches that he's set in his ways and he don't change. And it cost him a game, frankly, to be honest with you. Another guy, I want to talk about Bo Nix, Miss Lacey, Mr. 4-1. Do you know, he's been a quarterback 8 on the year. Better than Herbert.
Really?
Quarterback 8. And the reason is his rushing. He has that low floor. Of course, I'm going to boost up. I'm going to say he's kind of inflated his stats with his last 2 games against New Orleans, ravaged by injuries on the defense.
Doesn't everyone?
Yeah. Carolina, just a bad defense. So that can inflate your value somewhat. But hey, he's gonna. We talk about Jaylen Daniels, right? His floor is so high because of his rushing. Bo Nix has been the same thing. However, again, I'm going to caution you on this.
Not available.
Well, I'm going to call. Well, he's actually available in 70% of ESPN leagues.
Really?
Yeah, but I'm going to caution this. Bo Nix is playing the Ravens. Ravens do not give up rushing quarterbacks. They don't give up rushing anything. So we're going to see if Bo Nix can air it out against, we've seen it, a susceptible defense. But again, is Sutton going to have a big game? They have a good set of receiver. Troy Franklin comes to mind. But I'm not starting Bo Nix just yet because I want to see it, because he's had a lot of home games recently as well. I want to see him on the road in hostile environment against a team not called the Saints. So that's why I'm kind of saying that. But he is, but his rushing floor is good. But hey, I want to also point out Ray Davis has been hitting waiver wires since the return of James Cook. That's another guy, because we've seen if James Cook is ever out, Ray Davis is the handcuff guy. So this, I think, is a good waiver wire where you can pick up the Ray Davises, the Blake Corums, the Jaylen Wrights, these handcuff guys where it's not bigger waiver days. So you can pick these guys up and, hey, just hold them on for a weekend. But Mr. 411, you missed it. I was congratulating on your Cedric Tillman, but believe it or not, he was still 70% out there in leagues. Not no more, folks.
But yeah.
Yeah, not no more. And he's a guy that you can start. Although I do want to mention one more thing about the Cleveland Browns. They literally have the toughest remaining wide receiver schedule from here on out. So that is something to look against. They're not going to be able to play Baltimore. And I say Baltimore, but Baltimore is a very good defense to target number one wide receivers against. So yeah, I think, and now Cedric Tillman, we got some film on him. Defenses aren't going to let him, get by. And I like Ricky Pearsall. Ricky Pearsall looked pretty good for the 49ers. Debo was in and out. Played more snaps than I thought, but Pearsall. He did the best. Of course, Juwan Jennings was still out with injury as well, but he did a little end around. So when Samuel was taking a break, it was great. Debo Samuel would get down there, and he just got out of pneumonia, so he was on a snap count. So he'd go off, and then Pearsall got the end around. So he's not a big guy, but hey. San Francisco's got a bye this week. I don't think a lot of people are going to be rushing to pick up Pearsall. So that is a guy that you might want to keep an eye on, especially with all these wide receiver injuries that we've talked about. And Lacey, this is my man. John mentioned the third. He's my secret. He's the guy that you don't have to spend a lot on. He's out there. He's free. But there's one more Browns receiver I'm going to talk about before I go. Elijah Moore, folks. Moore even though Tillman had the big game, guess what? Elijah Moore had the most targets. He had 12 targets, caught 8 for 85. Moore has been a large disappointment ever since coming out of Ole Miss since his 2021 season, but he still ran third among Cleveland wide receivers versus Baltimore, and he's one of those deep stashes, especially with a handcuff. Because hey, Tillman. Or the person you mentioned, Jerry Jeudy. The reason I didn't mention Jerry Jeudy is because he's not available in 70% of leagues. So after last week. So, but yeah, that's one of those deep stash. But hey, I'll throw one Jacksonville. If you want a Jacksonville Jaguar receiver, in honor of Lacey, I'm going to pick one. Let's go with Parker Washington.
Why in honor of me?
But that's your area. That's where your area,
I live near Jacksonville.
They're on your TV set. So if you want somebody to cheer for while you're watching TV, go and pick up.
I don't watch them.
Okay, I got you. Yeah, the top wide receiver I would target if I was to get a Jacksonville, if you're a Jaguar fan, is Parker Washington. He's the slot guy. He's taking over for Christian Kirk. If there's any other times missed, if Gabe Davis does miss and Brian Thomas does miss, it's going to – well, first of all, it's going to be the Evan Ingram show. We know that because he's the only healthy pass catcher. But if there's another wide receiver – yeah. Oh man. Yeah. Yeah. Right. But hey, you're doing okay in the tight end department with Otton's picking up the slack for you. But yeah, Parker Washington is the only guy I would think for the Jacksonville Jaguars, Mr. 411. All right, that's the waiver report for you. Back to you, Mr. 411, or do you want me to go straight into the listener league?
Report. You see the listener?
Oh yeah, he said Bo Nix was balling, and again, He's a guy that if you want those safe floors and he's playing at home, he's a definite. I'm not starting him though if I'm not picking him up for the mere fact that he's got Baltimore and you know what's after Baltimore, Lacey? At Kansas City. So Bo Nix has two really tough defenses against running quarterbacks. Like I said, yeah. But hey, after Kansas City, folks, Bo Nix is at home against Atlanta and on the road against Las Vegas. So after the Baltimore KC gauntlet, he does have two favorable matchups after that.
Kansas City is the Lacey Dawson of the NFL right now. It's like, why are they winning? Like,
it's all about KC is all about defense and timely offense. And what I mean is they get the score when they need the score. That's
that's the best way I can put it, because it's like you look at what they're doing and it's like, how is this winning? But it does.
Yeah. And the thing is, it's one. But think about some of their wins. You talked about it. Their first win, they won by a toe, right, against Baltimore.
Literally.
The second week, right? Against Baltimore, and then the second week they lost because Cincinnati missed a field goal. And then the third week they beat Atlanta because Atlanta blew that game. Atlanta actually was leading most of that game, and then they just fell apart in the fourth. Atlanta was being Atlanta. Atlanta's tightened things up again. But yeah, Kansas City says, hey, we're just going to lay back. But you know what? I think that's going to come back and bite them when they play a team that can match their defense and But Mahomes has been bad this year. I mean, a lot of people keep talking about Mahomes he's not the best quarterback this year in the league. It's the defense has been bailing Kansas City out. So anytime I'm going up against a Kansas City defense, those are guys that are going on my bench, unless they're of course a stud. I wouldn't do that. So, but hey, to the listener league. Or do you have any more questions on the waiver wire, Lacey, before I move to our listener league review?
One last question I have,
yeah.
and because this is perplexing to me. They're making a very big deal out of the fact that Deontay Johnson got traded to the Ravens.
Yes.
I would like to know what you think about how that will impact either the Ravens or Carolina. Like, I don't get how it's
you know what I thought? I actually had Deontay Johnson in another league. It's my New York league. I dropped him just because I do not like that. Okay. Going from an alpha with a team that's going to be behind the carrot, I liked it. But what is he going to be? The number 3, possibly the 4 option in Baltimore? Yeah, I mean, because you got Zay Flowers, you got Andrews, and you got Bateman has been really good this year. He's out
of nowhere,
Yeah, but now
even after Andrews, you got Likely. You never know.
Isaiah Likely, perfect example. And heck, they've been throwing to Justice Hill out of the backfield too. So it's like, I didn't understand. Now what that's going to do is Leggett should get more run in Carolina, and old man Adam Thielen coming off the IR. He's going to be back in there. So, it's one of those, that those are the guys. Those are guys to look at.
Deontay Johnson owner is not great for you if you're Xavier Leggett, I think his name is.
Yeah.
Maybe you should hang on to that guy.
Yes. Exactly. Because like I said, the only people that helps is going to help Leggett. It's going to have, if you need a fill in for when Adam Thielen gets off, full disclosure, the league I dropped Deontay Johnson is a non PPR league. He still might get some value in PPR leagues. But non-PPR leagues, he's a non-factor. So I dropped him as soon as he got traded. I dropped him and I picked up McMillan, the guy out of Tampa Bay. He was available. So it's like, I'll go with upside rather than Deontay Johnson. So, but that's a great question. Great question on that.
Okay. I'm trying to decide whether to drop him or not.
Yeah. Well, and now I would give it. It depends on bench size as well. Give it a week,
minute.
because Don Munkin, the offensive coordinator for Baltimore. He does like to spread the ball around. But like I said, and I think they held Nelson Aguilar as well.
He doesn't know the play. Yeah, he doesn't know the playbook. So it's like, okay, he's probably going to be irrelevant, but he might be relevant later down, closer to when you get to the playoff type time frame. So
yeah.
Gotcha.
So all right, so we'll go to the listener league review, and I'm going to throw props out to Mr. 411 here. I'm gonna see if I can get. I don't know if the producers.
Do you have the graphics this week?
I will see if the producers are able to play. I shared my screen. Oh, there it is. Good job, producers. The check's in the mail. But yes, and I want to say I would have lost. As you can see, this was a very high scoring week. There were a lot more studs than duds this week. So, but lucky for me, I played the last place team. I would have lost to every other team than the team I played. So that's where luck comes in. But hey, Mr. 411.
122 points was like the floor.
Yes.
117 was the floor.
Yeah, 117. Yeah, that's well, that's what I'm saying. But hey, CeeDee Lamb, he's trying to close the gap in scoring between Fight Squad and Mr. 411. But Mr. 411, I'm throwing you props, my friend. Mr. 411 was not scared of Sutton. Got a goose egg last week, and Mr. 411 said, I'm not scared. And he rewarded him with 17 points. Tillman, 28. I give you credit. He started Tillman over, folks. Yes, he started him over Marvin Harrison Jr.
Baker Mayfield.
Baker Mayfield, yeah. Mr. Four, hey, but he didn't need him because he had Tillman, he had Henry, Barkley all getting 17 points, 23 from Gibbs. Heck, he even got double digits from a kicker. Of course.
I am jealous of that lineup.
I know. Hey, Mr. 411, and I said it after the draft, Lathy. I said, if Mr. 411, even though he spent all his money on 4 players. He spent it on Barkley, Henry, Gibbs, and Harrison Jr. And I said, if all 4 of those guys stay healthy, 401's going to be hard to beat. And they stayed healthy. So, I congratulations on Mr. 401. And he's making the moves too. So, I mean, he's not sitting still. Look at his bench. He's got Tank Bigsby. He held on to him. He might.
Tyrone Tracy. He's got Tyrone Tracy.
He picked him up on waivers. Well, now I do want to say we did highlight Tyrone Tracy on our waiver show back in week 3, I believe. We can check the tapes if you want. So, Mr. 401, hey, he don't.
But it's week 9 now. So to have the fortitude to hold on to him, I don't know what.
That's true. That's true. Well, you got to understand. This is why if you have running backs that stay healthy, like Gibbs, like Barkley, like Henry, you don't have to drop the guys that are on your bench because you don't have to pick up a guy that's starting. So that's where good fortune and good management comes into play. So I congratulate Mr. 401 on picking him up and being able to keep him. And he didn't need a tight end this week. So it looks like he's going to be working the waiver wire for a tight end. Well, I'd say Komet was more. Yeah.
And I'm going to have to go Omaha on you right quick.
Okay.
My glass is empty again.
All right. So I'll just keep going with this. The standings, Mr. 401 back, keeps his stranglehold on first place. Fight Squad bringing up the rear. Medic, even though he lost, and folks, if you look, he lost a close one to Carter's Peanuts. 2-point games. Not bad for a guy who's, if you want to look at what Robert's doing with his team, I mean, that's pretty amazing that he's got. Let's look at the bench. All right. Well, Pacheco, he's on IR. Jordan Mason got hurt again. Jonathan Taylor just got back. So some of these guys are coming back. I see good things for the Medic, though. I mean, he's Sam Darnold, A.J. Brown. A lot of these guys are now coming back. So, but it's crazy. They come back and then Robert gets a loss. So go figure on that. So, but, with that, LT, a tough loss, 130 points with a loss. Captain Cosmo, always a friend of the show. He's in there. But if you look at it, The 1 is in first place. Fight Squad, second place. Robert Carter's Peanuts. He moved in a tie with a medic after his win. But again, it's all on things. And hey, yours truly, I'm sitting in there. I'm the only one in this league at 4-4, Mr. 411, because I can't have any more losses because I've been so fortunate that my total points would plummet me to the bottom. But hey, if you look at this upcoming week, me and Mr. 411. I battle the first place team. We'll see how it goes. The wishbone is kind of scaring me in this one. Are you worried any about this week, Mr. 411?
Well, calculator. Since there was an overhaul there with Lacey, I was able to jump back in. But yeah, man, anytime that you play the calculator, you gotta be on your toes. I mean, like regardless of record, regardless of this or that, because the calculator knows how to make moves. And I didn't hear you. And I did hear you earlier, calculator. Yes, I listen to the show. Not only am I on the show, not only do I help produce the show, but I'm a fan. I'm a fantasy football fan, and I'm a fan of the calculator. So I'm going to listen to what you're giving out there. And so without you, I don't pick up Tracy, and that's why you have to hit that subscribe button. That notification bell as well, because the nuggets that are being given on the show, I'm telling you got to take heed to the calculator because he's sharing great information.
Well, he does a lot of in-depth research that maybe the bigger shows don't do. So you're going to hear things here that other people may overlook or just maybe not important enough. They actually do have to give they probably have to give a certain amount of face time to the superstars, The calculator can just say what he wants.
Yeah, I've listened to a lot of shows, Lacey. I didn't hear one mention of John Minchie the third, Lacey. So.
Right. There you go.
I will be looking for him, and the only one without you.
Okay.
Oh, and by the way, calculator. Yeah, and calculator. If you can go and look at that at my roster or the drop ads for the league, maybe that'll help too to see if any players were picked up and as far as waiver wire goes. Because I want to say that the 1, I think we scooped up a tight end. I want to know what you all think about that tight end.
Let's see. All transactions, view all. I'm going to go. You said the 1? So you picked up Dallas Goedert.
Really?
Yeah. So what do y'all think about that? I mean, I don't know. I'm just out here. So
well, he's not practicing.
Trying to get a tight end.
He's not practicing, Mr. 411. Yeah, because I don't think he's playing this weekend, Mr. 411. So you might have to make another. Oh, well, hold on. Do you have? Oh no, you have Kate Otten.
He does.
Yes.
He's such a stinker.
Oh, I cannot believe he picked him up. I didn't see that.
It was about Otten.
That was a good pickup there. Huh?
When did he pick him up?
He picked him up in waivers this week.
Okay, because remember we talked about him last week.
Yes, we did.
All right, Mr. 411, I gotta watch you.
You gotta listen to the show, people. You gotta pay attention.
Yeah,
pay attention, people.
And Mr. 41 picked up the New Orleans defense, which is a great stream this week since they're playing Bryce Young and the Carolina Panthers. So yeah, my works are going to be cut out for this week against Mr. 401. But hey, I like the challenge, Mr. 401.
I got one last question about this past week. Richardson got benched for Flacco.
Correct.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the impact of Flacco, people? Oh, go ahead, Lacey. I'm sorry. I'm gonna jump all on your question. Go ahead.
No. I'm just throwing it out there because, I take it. I don't have a lot of indie players, but so I'm just I know that Flacco has been a better fit so far, but he is not their future. So, but the fact that they benched Richardson doesn't for Flacco.
Well. Another thing that kind of hurt Richardson was he took himself out of the game last week. I don't know if you saw, he literally called for a sub. Yes, he literally ran around, did a little scrambling, They got to 3rd and goal, and he's doing this, which means put in a sub. That's the soccer thing for subbing them. So he literally called the coach to get a sub in for him and then they asked him, he said, hey, were you hurt? Why'd you take yourself out of the game? And Anthony Richardson was truthful. I'll give him that. He said, I was tired. So, yes, look it up, DJ, Lacey. Look it up. The man literally took himself out of the game because he was tired.
Hey guys, hey guys and girls, look no further than 411 Sports World Network on YouTube. Go to the shorts, and we have that video out there.
Yeah, I will check that out after the show.
So I think the culmination of the ineffectiveness and him, like I said, you could have, at least he didn't lie. I mean, but because my hamstring tightened up a little, it wasn't a scramble, but the man literally said he was tired. That was not, man. Shannon Sharp, he did not like that answer, and Shannon Sharp let him know he did not like the answer on ESPN. Him and Damian Woody, who was an offensive lineman, said, "You don't think those guys are tired? They're running all the time on screenplays, blocking and all the time, and they never take themselves out of the game." So it was. And Shannon Sharp, he said, he was a captain of those legendary Bronco teams, and he said there were a lot of times they had to run 50-yard sprints and hurry ups, had to run back and they never took themselves out of the game because they were hurry up defense. And so he I think it was kind of almost like they're benching him to kind of give him room again to grow. They know Flacco's not the answer, and I think they're going to be one of those things that, hey, Richardson has one more guaranteed year due to his draft capital, and I think they're going to next year. They're going to. I really think it's over with this year as long as they're in the playoff hunt. I think because Indianapolis is still in play for that division. Believe it or not,
the division is terrible, though.
Yeah. But I think as long as they're mathematically, not mathematically eliminated, they're going to keep playing, and they thinking right now Flacco gives them the best chance to win. But believe it or not, Flacco wanted to re-sign with Cleveland. Cleveland actually gave Flacco the walking papers because they didn't want any controversy with Deshaun Watson. That was why
Jameis Winston.
I know. Well, but if you remember, Jameis Winston, they actually put Jameis Winston as the number 3 quarterback. Yeah. They limited because they did not want Deshaun Watson to be threatened. They said, Deshaun Watson, this is your, because if people remember when Deshaun Watson got hurt, Dorian Thompson came in. Of course, he come in and threw 2 interceptions, and then Jameis Winston went in, and then yeah. So now it's like, well, we don't have to protect Deshaun Watson anymore. He's out for the year. Jameis, go and do your thing.
Deshaun Watson is out for more than just the year. So
let's
be honest about that.
Yeah, especially with an Achilles, because those things can take a while.
Well, he wasn't doing anything when he wasn't hurt. So
that's not a good fit. That's true. That's true. So, well, that's the listener league. And before that, we're going to the mini draft, folks. And I will preface saying that, as you can see, go to last week, Lacey almost lapped the field again. Almost 100 points. She had the top scoring quarterback. She had the top scoring tight end. She did everything right. Whatever Lacey touched, it turned to gold. And Lacey, I might have to start using your mini drafts for my underdog mini drafts because it's looking very successful.
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good about it. I try to look at like who they are and who they're playing. Matchups matter.
Absolutely, it does. And you've been making a great go of it. So with that, I'm spinning the wheel and I do have.
Curly wasn't able to join us.
Oh, hey, he has first pick, though.
Well, we already know who that is.
We already know he's going to get Josh Allen. we all said Josh Allen at the same time. Because that's LT's favorite person.
You can write that in ink.
In ink. If he had first pick, he always says, give me Josh Allen. So we'll remove him, and let's see who goes number 2. Lacey likes that number 3 spot. Lacey's 2-0 at the number 3 spot. Oh, 411. You're on deck, 411.
You got the number 2. Wow.
Okay. Give me Josh Allen.
Well, besides Josh Allen. So, yeah, but yeah, it will not be Josh Allen. I assure you that.
Okay.
Okay, so
Who's the
it's
top rated running back?
It'll be Derrick Henry is by
Okay.
AI. AI would pick Derrick Henry if they were going running back.
Okay. Give me Derrick.
Are you? Huh?
I'll take Derrick Henry.
Well, I'm still getting the draft order, Mr. Ford.
Oh, okay.
No, Lacey, but you got back to me. Hey, you like letting people fall to you because that's been working in your favor. So
yeah.
I really like that.
All right.
So I'm last, right?
You're last, and okay. So let's go, Lacey. Oh no, Calc, and then Lacey. All right. So as we said already, Pittsburgh and San Francisco is on a bye. So do not pick any Purdy or Debo's or Kittles or anything like that. So LT has Josh Allen. Mm-hmm. All right. 411, you saying Derrick Henry? All right. And with him picking Derrick Henry.
Okay. That was 411?
Yeah. And in my pick, I am going with hey, I if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I'm going Saquon Barkley. I mean, the guys the guy still gets a lot of carries. Jaylen Hurts got to give him some love, right, Lacey?
Yeah. Oh, I really wanted him.
So I had a feeling. It's your turn. You get back to back.
Okay, and I also cannot resist the lure of the Philadelphia Jaylen Hurts versus Jacksonville.
Pick Aaron Judge. Take Aaron Judge.
You know what? I'm just thankful that whatever happens tonight, my Yankees are not going to get swept because we won last night.
That's right.
So just you go to hell, Mr. Nick. Kiss my ass. They didn't even make it. So there you go.
Oh, boy. Okay, thanks.
Let's make sure I got all of that in one take. Okay, so all right. So you took Saquon calculator.
Yep.
Thanks for nothing. I'm going to do something crazy that I've never done before.
Oh. Bungee jump.
Okay. I'm going to go with Bijan Robinson.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Against Dallas. Okay.
Against Dallas. Because
Dallas is now called Alice.
They're terrible. They're playing Dallas and they're playing in Atlanta. I have a really good friend that lives in Georgia that's a big Dallas fan. She'll be at that game, and I'm like, "Come on, Jackie." Okay, so I've got my running back, so now I need a wide receiver. And just looking at what's available, I cannot. Actually, I love Philly versus Jacksonville, but Davante and AJ to me is like it's a toss up.
Interchangeable.
Love. So I'm going to have to go with Jamar.
Okay.
Versus Las Vegas.
There we go.
Yeah.
Jamar Chase.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I actually have two quarterbacks I like, so I'm not going to get one. For the mere fact is I'm guaranteed one of the ones I like will fall back to me. So that's why I'm not taking a quarterback right now.
Okay.
So with that said, hey, you said Atlanta? I'm going CeeDee Lamb. The man went nuclear last week.
Oh, yes, he did. Yes, he did.
I am not going to take any chances because I had a feeling Larry would have picked him up. So, Larry, I could not let LT have him. All right, Mr. 401, you need a quarterback, wide receiver, or a tight end?
All right. So, calculator. The way that the quarterback got to throw it to CeeDee Lamb. So I'm going back.
Dak Prescott. Wow. Okay.
Wow.
Hey, but I don't dislike it. I don't dislike it.
I dislike it a lot.
And you know what, Mr.
Okay.
411, I have a surprise for Mr. 411. I picked up Dak Prescott in the listener league to play against Mr. 411 this week. so yeah.
Oh man, okay. Oh my goodness.
And there he is, folks. I'm not just saying it. I love it. So, folks,
that is a beautiful thing.
You can't script this, folks.
No,
I couldn't believe it. I was not expecting it. Oh, look, he had to drop off, Lacey. He was so upset.
Let's hope he didn't run into a ditch or something.
No, I hope not. All right. Well, LT, he loves him. He doesn't need a running back because all running backs have been chosen. So I'm going to give him Justin Jefferson at the wide receiver position.
Okay. It's a toss, between those two.
Yeah. And his favorite tight end, Lacey, is Brock Bowers. So he
back to back?
Huh?
Is he getting back to back?
Yeah, because he was the first pick.
Okay.
Yeah. So he's got Justin Jefferson and his favorite tight end, Brock Bowers.
Okay.
Mr. 4-1, I see you had to recover from realizing you're playing against him in the listener league. So Mr. 4-1's back.
I passed out on that one. Oh my goodness.
And I'll just help you out since you're really busy producing and getting all this stuff ready. I just want to say I would go with the tight end with your next pick, Mr. 4-1, because you don't because the receiver you want will fall back to you.
Oh, okay. So all the receivers are down in.
Yes.
Okay.
I got one.
And I'm probably gonna pick some off the wide receiver anyway. So, like I did with Adams a couple weeks ago. But anyway, I do need a tight end. It did not go well at all. So I won't be picking any receivers for Aaron Rodgers. But since it's tight ends, okay, just you know what, give me Njoku or whatever his name is.
Njoku.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll take it because I'm certain that Larry took Bowers, right?
He did.
Yeah.
Well, now if Bowers wasn't available, Njoku would have been LT. LT loves Bowers and Njoku. Those are his two tight ends. See, we play with LT enough to know who he likes.
Yes.
Okay, so now and see both quarterbacks. Since you took Dak Prescott, because Dak Prescott was one of the guys I thought would fall to me. I wanted the stack. I wanted the CD Dak stack. So that kind of ruined my thing. But hey, I mean, because Lacey needs quarterback and tight end. So I do like two quarterbacks. So I know she'll take one of the ones I like. So I'm gonna get the first pick of the tight end. So I'm gonna go Kelsey.
Damn.
Yeah.
Because I know one of the quarterbacks is going to come back to me. Since Dak is gone, I still like two other quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I was saving quarterback for my last pick because I really did think Dak Prescott would have been my last pick.
He should have been available.
So I thought he was going to be available. That's why I picked CD first because I was going to do the Dak CD Lamb stack.
Well, I just thought Baker Mayfield just slice up the Falcons defense. I mean, I know Nard from the Nard Report is a huge Falcon fan, and my dad, and not my dad, he's an Eagles fan, but my son is a Falcons fan. I tried to convert him to the Seahawks, but it didn't work. My dad tried to make me an Eagles fan, and that didn't work. So I guess I couldn't expect it to work the other, when it's my turn. So my son stuck with the Falcons. He's a Falcon fan. I'm a Seahawks fan. And just to see how, Baker Mayfield sliced them up, I said, well, I guess whoever's next in line probably do the same thing. And we're talking fantasy purposes wise. I know, Falcons won the game, cool, but I still think Dak, whether Dallas wins or lose, Dak should have a good game this week.
Absolutely. All right, Lacey, I see you contemplating. I see the wheels turning.
I am, because it's like there's this. there's so much out there that is very, very juicy.
Yes.
It's a hard. It's like a little smorgasbord. Like what will give me like the biggest, bang for my buck here? And I mean, there's a lot going on. So it's like we got we've got Evan Ingram. As bad as Jacksonville is, they gotta throw it to somebody.
Throw somebody.
It's hard to ignore that. It's hard to ignore the desperation kind of thing.
Yeah.
However, there's other things about like I'm still like kind of all in on Cade Otton because like Tampa Bay is in the same situation this week.
Yeah.
And they're playing, Kansas City, and Kansas City is like good at some, like tight ends do okay against them, I think. But it's either tight end or quarterback for me. And it's like, there's so many good quarterbacks there that it's hard to like narrow it down. It's like, do I do the stack and get Joe Burrow, who's going against Las Vegas?
Oh, wow.
That's hard to ignore. But Jaylen versus Jackson's like, oh man, that's a feast. Because like he got Davante, he's got AJ. It's like he's got receivers no matter what they do. So, and as much as I want the stack, in this case, I'm going to take Jalen Hurts.
Okay.
I want the Joe Burrow stack, but I feel like Jalen has more options because is it T. Higgins that's hurt?
Yes.
Like he's got Jamar, but him throwing to someone I just feel like that's a good fit. So now do I also have to choose a tight end?
Tight end. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I feel like this question has kind of answered itself. I will go with Cade Otton.
Okay.
Until
I thought you were going to talk yourself into Evan Ingram with that.
Nope. Because Jacksonville sucks so bad sometimes.
I got you.
I can't trust them. Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, hey, I know it's a tough defense, but they're at home. I thought you were going to take them, but I'm going to go with Lamar Jackson. In this type...
Oh, I thought about that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in this type of scoring format, to get those extra yards per rush, that adds up. So that's why... But if you would have taken Lamar Jackson, I was going to take Jalen Hurts. So, that's why I said...
It's like a win-win.
Yeah.
So I'm like, no, it was difficult because honestly, I considered taking Kirk Cousins against Dallas.
Oh, really?
Cool. I mean, Dallas makes other teams look good, Mm-hmm. And Kirk Cousins is really good. So
and I know Mr. 4-1's not here, but I'm actually going to give him Malik Neighbors as his wide receiver.
Really?
Yes.
Do you think he wants that?
Well, I would have given him DK Metcalf, but he has a questionable sign by his. I was going to give him a Seahawk, but
okay.
I went with highest projected by the site. So that's why I gave him Neighbors. Yeah, that's why I did a quick review at there, and then LT. Hey, we all know he loves him some Kenneth, huh?
No, oh no.
I was going to Kenneth Walker the third. Because he's on his roster, so that's why I was
bounce back.
Yeah, and they're at home, so I think LT will be happy with this team.
Oh, he will.
Yeah. So
like all the things he likes.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, regardless of draft position, as long as he gets Josh Allen, he's really happy. So, so he's got Josh Allen, Kenneth Walker III, Justin Jefferson, and Brock Bowers. 401.
I would start that lineup against a lot of people.
Oh yeah,
and win most of the time. So
oh yeah,
there you have it.
Absolutely. And then 401, he's picking the Derrick Henry, the King, Dak Prescott. Great matchup. Neighbors, hey, they're going against Washington. They're going to have to keep up scoring. And then David Njoku. I got Lamar Jackson, Saquon Barkley, CeeDee Lamb, Travis Kelce. I like that lineup.
The only thing I would change about my lineup is I would take Barkley over Bijan.
Bijan?
Yeah. That's the only thing I would change.
I got you. And then Jalen Hurts. You have Lacey has Jalen Hurts, Bijan Robinson, Jamar Chase, and Cade Otton. But Lacey, you're on a roll. You've won 3 out of the last 4 weeks. So hopefully we
keep it going.
Yeah, if you can keep it going,
like,
that's
guys
awesome.
are on my main team. Let the survivors just do this.
Yeah. That's right. You have Jalen Hurts. As long as Jalen Hurts and Cade Otton's doing good, I know you're happy. So, well, Lacey, it's been a pleasure as always. I know Mr. 4-1's back behind the scenes.
Fun. It's weird on a Wednesday. This is like 2 in a row, I think, but I like it. So.
Okay, well, good. Well, like I said, I was happy that you were able to hop on today, and let us knock it out.
It's a good thing we're at the end of this because I'm about to Omaha some more.
There you go. Well, with that said, for Lacey 411 behind the scenes and myself, we wish you all a good night.
Yeah. See you next week.
See you next week.